What's going on, everybody? I'm Giant Opinion Sports. Today I'm going to talk about the reports that the Giants front office is split on whether to move on from Logan Ryan or give him another year. It's obvious that the front office is self-scouting at the moment. They have to make a decision on a bunch of players, and apparently they've run into a player they disagree on. This will be the first on many situations where people disagree. Not only did I find this report interesting, I also have opinions on Logan Ryan myself. I actually made a video mid-season and talked about how Logan Ryan has been playing awful. But there's a few reasons it may be the smart move to keep him for one more year. The biggest reason to keep him is pretty much his entire contract would become dead money. Now, if the Giants release Logan before March 19th, I heard they could save $3 million. Now, what's more valuable to the team right now at the moment? $3 million in cap space or Logan Ryan on the roster next season? That's going to be the big question, right? Now, on top of that, now we need to fill a safety spot on the roster as well. I ultimately think it's probably going to come down to what Wink wants. Does he want him or not? Logan is best in them disguising coverages. He did great in that Robert role and Patrick Graham's defense. I'm sure Wink could find a use for him. You never know. Maybe that $3 million goes towards, a big time free agent that Joe Schoen really wants. They could always draft a safety in the draft as well. Now, I don't see another safety coming in here cheap or through the draft that will give you production like Logan Ryan possibly could. But again, you just never know with these things. Maybe Shane falls in love with Kyle Hamilton. I know a lot of Giants fans would be split on that draft choice. Another factor is, Logan Ryan is a team captain. And whether we like it or not, he has an impact on all the other players inside the Giants locker room. So maybe that's a little slippery slope. Me personally, I lost some respect for Logan after that brawl we saw last year in camp. He came across as cocky and petty, and he honestly cheap shot at a teammate. So, that's just not what team captains do. He should have just manned up after that all happened in the press conference and just apologized, but he didn't. So just for that whole entire mess, I wouldn't cry if he's let go of. It really disappointed me that much. And he did have an awful season as well. His PFF grade was a career low at 60.4. He officially had 10 missed tackles, so he wasn't great in the tackling department. He gave up 3 touchdowns last season, and he allowed 81.4% of all targets in his direction to be completed. Could it just be a bad season, and next year he looks a lot more like 2020 Logan Ryan? Sure, but he is 31 years old, and the clock is starting to tick here with him. And if I had to predict whether Logan will be back or not, I think I'd say he's going to be back for one more year. Then they'll cut him the season after, which I believe is the last year of his contract. I think the thought process is this is a guy who's capable of producing turnovers. We've seen him punch out the ball in key moments of the game. He has tons of value in the nickel and dime packages. For that reason and his leadership to the team, I think he's probably back. But I thought this was an interesting report because this is the first time the front office has split on something. Now, to me, hopefully, if the front office doesn't agree and, come to a consensus, then the coaches should be the deciding factor here. That's how, smoothly run franchises normally do this. But let's see how it all works out. These are the little things that shape a front office. There's going to be a lot of people coming in next year. I'm going to keep a close eye on this story, though, that's for sure. But I really want to know what you guys think. Should the Giants move on from Logan Ryan to save the $3 million in cap? Should the Giants keep him and hope he just had an off season last year? And if the Giants do move on from Logan Ryan, how should they look to replace him? Do you draft a safety? Do you go through free agency? Or is someone already on the roster that you can see sliding in? I'm going to keep this a short one. I really want your guys' input as much as anything, so hit me up in the comments. Hook your guy up with a like. That's a huge motivator for me. If you're new, subscribe. I got tons of Giants content coming out all year round, and I dabble in some draft prospects. What gave me the idea for this video was a Giants Wire article, so I want to give them some credit. And some of them stats that I talked about with Logan Ryan was in there. So I just want to give Giants Wire a shout out. It wouldn't be right to make it a video of, and they gave me the idea, not give them some kind of recognition. So everybody stay safe out there, stay warm. Peace.